wisdom teachers, gentle healers, and bold leaders of our global awakening. Welcome to the Joshua Jordan Experience. Listen to gather mystical insights for an extraordinary life. Hi, folks. Welcome to you from the land down under. As you can see, I'm recording in a new environment. So, the last time Joshua talked to you, he said he wanted to talk more about oneness and how to experience oneness. So today, as we go through this may be a full-length video. So, not too long ago, a friend of mine asked me, how do you experience oneness? And I told him, the universe is not whole without you. You are connected to all that is here and now. You are an eternal and infinite being. Just as you are perfect. We are whole and complete. And the source that created all that we know of dwells equally in all that is, and therefore we are one with all of that. We arise from one consciousness. And my friend looked kind of perplexed, as I had said a lot of word salad that didn't mean anything, and it didn't answer his question. And I realized that he had asked me how I experience oneness. So I told him my story. I was 23 years old the first time I experienced the state of oneness. I had practiced meditation routinely for a long period of time. And in one meditation, I achieved this state of oneness. And it felt so profound. It really escapes description. The experience of it goes beyond what I consider to be bliss consciousness or ecstasy, or those states of mind. This oneness in which it seemed my thoughts were so spaced out, I guess, just the way I spaced that word. I completely felt like the atoms of my body had scattered through the cosmos, and I had no physical existence anymore. I was just a consciousness. And I realized in a moment, I thought, if I keep going, I may vanish into nothingness. And with that one fearful thought, bang, I was immediately back in my body. So as I continued to meditate, not seeking the state of oneness, but just in meditation, when I would experience oneness, I was no longer fearful that I would lose myself, and I could return to my body at will. Also, I wanted an anchor to that feeling of oneness, to that knowing of oneness, that experience of oneness. And those of you who have studied neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, know exactly what I mean when I say I wanted to anchor that feeling. So what I did was, during a meditation, when I achieved a state of oneness, I set an anchor to my breath. I took an intentional deep breath, saying to myself, I am one with all that is. And as I exhaled, I would say, I am one. And as I practiced that routinely, my anchor worked perfectly. And with one single breath, I could experience the state of oneness. And it immediately takes me out of my beta consciousness or my alpha consciousness. I think I hang out in alpha consciousness most of the time, sometimes theta, and but it really is a shift in my conscious awareness in a state of oneness. And as Joshua has a lot to say and a lot to teach about oneness, I will start focusing on that in our videos going forward. So one of the ways Joshua assisted me in my training when I first started to study what is oneness and why is it important, he made it clear to me that the purpose of teaching oneness is to empower and reconnect humankind to all that is, not just to other humans, to the earth, to animals, minerals, everything you can think of, anything you can think of. In fact, that was the first of my many affirmations that he gave to me, is that anything you can think of, say to yourself, I am that too. I am that too. Meaning, I am that also. Joshua taught me to focus my attention on nature and to study nature in my early training of oneness. And today I'll share a small sample of what that training was about. In this analogy, I want to focus on how the earth reflects human nature. We're going to look at the earth and observe that there is only one body of water here. There's only one body of land, and much of that is covered by water. Liquid and solid water and the land take shape and create natural boundaries for each of us. You know, there's only one atmosphere on the earth, which is not divisible into boundaries regardless of political claims of airspace ownership. So please note that one being of water present here is separated into parts, takes multiple forms. These forms include oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, aquifers, wetlands, canals, puddles, and much more. There are multiple forms of the one body of water present here. These parts of the water body are in liquid form. The one body of water that is on this planet also takes other forms. When frozen, the water body becomes solid. The water body dwells in large chunks at the poles. It's draped over high mountains where glaciers stay throughout the seasons. And you know the solid form of water transforms itself into liquid when the temperature allows. Continuous exposure to the atmosphere allows our body of water to transition into invisible vapor. It seems to just vanish in thin air. There is invisible water in the air that we breathe. However, under specific conditions, this invisible water of body forms clouds. And within clouds, the water body can take liquid or solid form again. Or it can evaporate and become invisible. These processes are set in motion by the perfect creation of nature. Water doesn't struggle against its nature of being solid, liquid, or gas. Water moves into and out of these three states with grace. Water is in the air we breathe. Water is omnipresent on the earth. The three forms of water, solid, liquid, and gas, are much like the three most evident parts of human beings: body, mind, and spirit. The physical body takes shape in time and space, like the solid and liquid forms of water. Bodies, they take many shapes. Think about the billions of snowflakes that have touched the earth. We are told that each snowflake is unique. There are no two that are exactly alike. There are 8.1 billion humans here now, and I believe that each one is unique in their experience of reality. Still, there are many similarities between humans and between snowflakes. The land, is seemingly solid, and it reminds us of the physicality of our being. Underneath the exterior of our being flows energy. It flows on the pathways of energetic meridians, as well as blood vessels, lymphatic channels, and natural pathways, just like the energy in many forms on the earth. Under the surface, there are magnetic lines and molten earth and oil and water. It all flows beneath the surface of the planet. And like the earth, our skeleton provides a structure, a container, a support for our energies to rest upon and to flow through. The earth is covered with a permeable surface. All the rocks and the dirt are really very porous, and they can absorb the substances they need to give life and to sustain life on our planet. It's just like our skin that breathes. It has a permeable membrane. So the earth and I are one. Equating the liquid form of water to the nature of our mind is stimulating. It is the mind that is most clearly demonstrating all forms and the properties of water. However, exploring this analogy further, one may notice that the mind is fluid and free-flowing. It is not held in a shape or designated to a specific space as it seeks its own path of least resistance. The mind finds its own level, and water in liquid form holds that same behavior. There is no shape unless you put it in a vessel, and the mind assists you in holding your shape, your physical shape, in space and time. Liquid water offers very little resistance to dense objects. Encountering a dense object in its path, water will acquiesce and find another path. However, don't forget how powerful water really is. Be mindful of its amazing abilities. A single drop dripping for eons in one place can bore a hole in solid granite. Water is powerful. Water under pressure or in motion can topple trees, buildings. The mind is just as powerful as water. The mind can transform solid objects and transcend our limiting beliefs. In free flow, the mind touches everything, formed and formless. There is only one mind here. You have a brain and I have a brain, but that is not mind. There is only one mind here, and the one mind is ubiquitous. So it's easy to compare the nature of our spirit with the gas form of water. The gas state of water has many names, including vapor, cloud, mist, fog, steam, and so on. Spirit has many names too, such as personality, higher self, ghost, energy essence, and just being, to name only a few. Spirit is formless unless it takes shape by desire. The spirit is also timeless. It does not have a beginning and it cannot end. It is eternal and infinite. The human eye rarely sees the spirit, and yet sometimes spirit will appear. The spirit, like the invisible particles of water, is omnipresent. even in its formlessness and timelessness. The choice to materialize a portion of itself as a liquid or a solid form is always available. So consider that the earth in its entirety is symbolic of our being in three states. The land is like the solid parts of the human body. Water is the mind. And the mind connects the body as water washes and permeates the earth. The mind communicates with the body and the spirit. The mind is the bridge between the solid body and the ethereal state. The cosmic mind is invisible and mingles with the air as a part of our spirit. In our dimension, the mind is mostly liquid, like the earth and the content of your body. In this examination, the atmosphere of the planet is like our spirit. It has no form. It cannot be divided by imaginary boundaries. Like the wind, it can't be contained or captured. It is usually invisible, but its presence is felt. And its motion is seen and heard. The force of the air is mighty, like water. The invisible spirit moves the mind and the body, just as air pushes the water and the land. Remember that when you see a human form, you look at a vessel holding water. And like water, a human is solid, liquid, and gas, or air. We prefer to call it air in the body. The solid body cannot endure without water and air. This is true. So I am one with earth. I am one with water. I am one with air. I draw these analogies to assist people in seeing more of their whole being. The analogy is intended to stimulate thinking about the nature of our human experience. As you ponder how nature and the earth teach us more about our whole being, you will experience insights into the true nature of all that is. Pay close attention to the innate knowledge you hold to be true about oneness. Since the source of all that is dwells within all things, I urge you to listen to the teacher within. And now, Joshua will speak to you. Hello, beloved one. It is my honor to speak to you about oneness. You see, in your state of oneness, there is absolute connection with all. You have no need to fear another human when you know I am that too. That human, that animal, this dog that I feed or the cat that I pet, I am that too. I am animal, mineral. I am water. I am earth. I am life. Anything you can think of, say to yourself, I am that too, for you are that. I would like to remind you that all that you know of is only energy. All that you know of, that you think of as solid, is not solid. It is only energy taking shape at your behest. energy manifesting in a dimension where you have 3 ways to view spatial existence and taking shape in a certain time with a geography that is yours to own. You are energy, and as energy, you may think of your body as separate from the floor, the ground you stand upon. You may think of your energy as separate from the chair or the bed that you rest upon. You are not. That is imaginary. There are no boundaries between these types of energy. Energy organized into groups of atoms forming molecules that then connect and collaborate with other molecules to create images of solid matter upon which you rest or stand, are not separate from you ever. You know, I'm amused by gurus who say you must sit upon the floor to be connected to the earth. Because apparently somehow the floor is connected to the earth, but the chair is not. This is not true. It's misleading. And yet, if you feel closer to the earth when you sit upon it, do so. Just remember, though, if you are unable to get out of a chair, perhaps you sit in a wheelchair, and you're unable to get out of it to sit upon the earth, the wheels that touch the earth touch you. There is no separation. All separation is illusion. I will do an energy meditation with you in the future in which hopefully you will have an experience of dissolving into oneness. That is the intention of the meditation. And yet, I am not ready to give that to you at this moment. I will be speaking to you more about oneness as we go forward for this purpose. When humankind awakens to oneness, you will shift the energy on this planet from its fear-based reality you sit in today, where there are wars, and there is much belief that there's threat and danger, and you must always be conscious of your survival. Yes, survival is a base instinct. You cannot be separated from that either. What you can do, though, is use your higher thought processes to remove yourself from fear. Fear serves you well in the moment of danger, when your survival is truly threatened. However, a man of a different color walking down the street beside you is no reason to clutch your purse. What have you to fear of another human, of another human being, human? And so what if you do lose your purse? Material things are all temporary. The purse is imaginary. Why cling to it as if it holds your life? I will conclude my comments for today. And I want to remind you in my own way, since I have not done so in some time, let the light grow. Let love show. You see, as you let love show, the light grows. The two are inseparable. Love will create more light and more light. And as the light grows, fear fades away. And may your life be fun. I love you, and I am here for you always. Call upon me at any time, and I will answer you. I promise. I bid you good day. I want to summarize with this. Joshua and I offer our deep appreciation to the teachers, healers, and transformation leaders who are here now. I thank you for your gifts and for your contributions to the new mass reality. You are one with all that is. Never forget this.
Thank you for listening. We hope you heard something to ponder and gained inspiration for your journey. Please join us again next time. Joshua says, let the light grow, let love show, and let your life be fun.